Texting and drinking is never a good idea. We've all done it, and we've all regretted it. The drunken texts you forgot you sent. Prospectors collected them in Texticated on Rock 107.
Area code 917. Now all my porn is stored in my parents' basement. It's like a part of my soul is all boxed up. From the 248. 27-year-olds can still do oral in a car, right? Or is that trashy? Area code 403. Alcohol and video games. A solid Friday night.
You hit send, and we hit the floor laughing in Texticated on Rock 107.
From the 732, the best walk of shames are on the highway. Area code 516. I'll be coming off 7 days of not drinking. No drugs either. Haven't been this sober since I was in the womb. And from the 519. Hey, I'm sure you're asleep because you suck and think sleep is necessary to live or something.
Proof that booze and cell phones don't mix in Texticated on Rock 107.
Right down the road in the 717. So, you're telling me you support us groomsmen giving lap dances to willing patrons? Area code 617. I can't wait to tell our kids we met because you subscribed to my OnlyFans. And from area code 513. I've basically been controlling him with my boobs for months now. I can't imagine what would happen if I started doing it with them.
Hey, we found him in your telephone in Texticated on Rock 107. In tomorrow for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Time for another episode of 1 Minute Inside a Woman's Head.
It's 4:20 time again. Great. Now that burnout who works in the copy room will be super chatty about how this is his holiday. We get it, Trevor. You like smoking pot. Yes, I know you can make clothing from hemp. But why is it always such ugly, baggy clothing? Seriously, you don't see a lot of fashion-forward hemp dresses. No one's wearing a hemp gown to a wedding. I mean, come on. Hemp clothing looks like it was designed by someone who thinks burlap bags are a fashion basic. You'd have to be stoned to wear that stuff in public. But if I smoked, I'd get the munchies. I always do. Yeah, it never fails. If I toke up, I spend the next few hours tearing through everything in the cabinets. If I smoked pot every day, can you imagine all the weight I would put on? Then I would need some of that ugly, baggy hemp clothing to cover my rolls. Ah, now it all makes sense.
And that was another episode of 1 Minute Inside a Woman's Head.
And now it's time for another episode of A Few Seconds Inside a Man's Head.
Well, it's 420 season. Hey, Shlomo, smoke up if you want. Maybe just keep it to yourself. Unless, of course, you're sharing your bud. Then, yeah, man, I'm down.
And that was another episode of A Few Seconds Inside a Man's Head.
There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
Organ donors save lives every day, but this story out of Colorado is different. A hearse was recently transporting a body so the person's organs could be donated when the driver lost control in the snow and went off the road. He crashed through a barricade and almost drove off a cliff, but the hearse ended up teetering on the edge of it. He survived. Officials say the weight of the body in the back is what kept the hearse from falling over.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
You could have a little extra cash in your pockets. Yeah, Facebook has agreed to settle a class action lawsuit for $725 million, and you're probably entitled to some of that money. Good morning. I'm Rock 107's Prospector. The case goes all the way back to 2018 to the Cambridge Analytica scandal when there were allegations that Facebook shared users' information with third parties without permission. They still deny doing that, by the way, but they settled. So if you had a Facebook account between May 24th of 2007 to December 2nd, or 22nd rather, of 2022, You can claim online or download a form and mail it in. It really takes a couple of minutes. You just got to give them your username, your contact info, and how you'd like to receive your money. The deadline is August 25th, so you got some time, and the money's not coming until after that. Now, I haven't said how much each person is entitled to, but despite it being a $725 million settlement, don't expect to be getting a huge chunk of change, right? It's probably going to be more like a cup of coffee, if that. For starters, the lawyer fees and court costs will eat up a huge chunk of that. And if everyone in the United States who's had a Facebook account is eligible, it means you could be sharing that money between 250 and 280 million other people. Now, of course, all those people are not going to file a claim, and they're giving people more money based on how many months during those 15 years you had an account. So the longer you're on Facebook, the better off you are. But chances are you're going to get like a check for $4.63. So enjoy that cup of coffee on Facebook.
Hey guys, Mother Earth here. Just wanted to say thanks for Earth Day. A whole day in honor of me. Seriously, you shouldn't have. But as long as we're doing it, I figured I'd clear up a few things. First, I'm tired of everyone making me out to be some sensitive hippie. Are you kidding? I love me some coal mines. When you guys tunnel in like that, Also, huge NASCAR fan. Second, we do need to talk about Amazon Prime. Have you seen the packaging? They will triple bubble wrap a sheet of stamps. How many of you really need a set of barbecue tongs delivered the next day? Don't you people buy stuff while you're, out enjoying me anymore? And finally, it sounds like a lot of you are way stressed about whether I'm warming or changing or whatever. Chill. I got this. I mean, I'll be fine. You guys? Not so much.
What's a yam bag? A fool, an idiot, a blockhead, a dunce, or an ignoramus. You know, a dullard, simpleton, or a clot, nitwit, dipstick, pea-brain, mouth breather, or cretin.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, as decided by you at rock107.com.
Here are the nominees. Nominee number 1.
It's amazing that anyone could be this dumb, but the parody site rentahitman.com just caught another idiot. The site started as a joke back in 2005, but then emails started coming in from people who thought it was real. So the guys behind it started reporting those people to the cops. It helped arrest more than 30 people over the years, and here's the newest moron who fell for it. Last week, the FBI arrested a 21-year-old in Tennessee named Josiah Garcia after he got in touch with Rent a Hitman to see if they were hiring. He's a member of the Air National Guard, and back in February, he submitted his resume and asked about obtaining employment as a hitman. He said he was looking for a job that paid well and where his military experience could come in handy. Adding, quote, "What can I say? I enjoy doing what I do. So if I can find a job that's similar to it, such as this one, put me in, coach." Police led him on for 2 months to make sure he wasn't joking. A quick Google search would have told him the site was fake, but he never checked. He said he'd be willing to kill for as little as $2,500. He agreed to do a hit this month for $5,000 and asked if he needed to take a photo of the dead body as proof. He was arrested last Wednesday after accepting the money.
Nominee number 2.
Police in Brookhaven, Pennsylvania, just outside of Philly, got a tip from a pizza delivery driver on a suspect. Actually, not a tip, a trip. On Sunday afternoon, police were chasing a suspected car thief when the suspect jumped out of the car and fled on foot down a sidewalk. He was running toward a pizza delivery man named Tyler, who was holding a pizza he was delivering nearby. Tyler realized what was going on, stuck out his leg, and tripped the suspect. The thief hit the ground, and the cops nabbed him. Tyler later said he got a nasty bruise on his leg, but he'll survive. He said the police were very appreciative. They were high-fiving him afterward. The police chief said it was a crazy coincidence, and it did work out this time, but he warned that people should step aside safely and let the police handle it.
And the winner is
the idiot who applied for a job as a hitman on the parody site rentahitman.com. You are the Yam Bag of the Day, and we'll move on to Friday's Yam Bag of the Week competition. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107. Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app, a free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.